we're going to talk a little bit more about the sign-in sheets using the templates on Excel and how to modify them once you have created the original. So in this class, this is the same sheet that we made in the previous video. You can see we've got the class all set up with our students. We've got the class code and we've got the information, and I can scroll down and see this, and it's ready to print for class. So I've been using this and everything's going well, but if we come over here, you can see that I'm prepared for the class today, but my class has gotten larger. So I've got almost 3 full pages. And now I've got a lot of new students who are showing up on my list that I don't have entered into the Excel sheet. So what I need to do now is enter these in there so that I can maintain a current sheet. So I'm going to come over here to my sheet, and down at the bottom we have the names for sign-in sheet. This is where I'm going to go to enter all of the names. So I'm going to come down here to the last one and add my names. Now, through the magic of TV, this is already done for us, so we're just going to go ahead and switch now. Okay, so now I have all of my new students entered in there. I notice that I've got 36 or 35 names out of 36, so I am almost on 3 full sheets. But first I need to alphabetize this. So I'm going to select all of the names, come up to Data, and click on the A to Z sheet. Now this is all organized, alphabetized, and so when I come over here I can see everything is in order. Well, now I need to think about the students that are on here. There might be some of these students who I haven't seen for a while. So I'm going to come back to my names. Now, Neil Armstrong has gone on a trip to the moon, and I don't plan on seeing him again for the rest of the semester, so I'm going to take him off of this sheet. Frodo has gone on a little vacation, and I'm not sure exactly when he'll be back. He said he'd be back before the semester ended, but I don't know when that is, so I can take his name off as well. I only need to keep the names on here of the students that I expect to have in my class each day. Now, Sirius Black, he's hiding out somewhere, and I don't know if we're going to see him. Ferris Bueller likes to take a lot of days off, but I can decide. Maybe I see him often enough that I want to keep him on here. Maybe it's 2 or 3 weeks between when he comes to class, and so I could take him off, and then when he does come, I can write his name in just like I did for new students. I'm going to decide to leave him on. He comes often enough, maybe once or twice a week, so I don't need to worry about that. Wile E. Coyote, he's in the hospital. I don't know when he'll be out. Let's see. Nanny McPhee, she finally had to leave us. Oh, Sam, he went with Frodo on his little trip. Han Solo, he's gone on a adventure for a little while. He'll be back in about a month. So in a month when he comes back, we'll add him back on. And some of these other people, they've told me that, like Bobby Orr is out of town for about a week or about a month for his hockey games. Jack Sparrow's going to be gone for about a month and a half on one of his trips. And so we've got now a lot fewer students. They're still registered in my class, but they're not going to be in my class each day. Maybe some of these students I've never seen before at all. Clint Eastwood, for example, he's never come to my class. His name's on my roster, but I have never seen him. So I don't need his name on the sign-in sheet, so I'm going to take him off. Peter Jones, he came the first day, and I haven't seen him since, and I can't get a hold of him, so I'm just going to assume that he's not going to be back, at least on any given day. I don't know if he will be there, and I can assume that he won't, so I'm going to take his name off as well. So now I've got a shorter list. To alphabetize these, to put them back in order, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to scroll down and select them all, spaces included, come up to A to Z, and alphabetize. My list now has gone from 35 to 24. So if I go to my sign-in sheet, you can see now that I am on 2 pages. And I expect that any of these students would be in class on any given day. Now, if I have some of these students come to class and I wasn't expecting them, or I don't have their name on the sheet, then we can do something similar to this and just handwrite their name on the bottom. Let them sign and put the time in and time out, the same as normal. And then when you are preparing the sign-in sheet for the next day, you can add them on and get ready for them that way. We want to keep this list of handwritten names to as small as we can. Now maybe you've printed up enough sign-in sheets for the week, and on Tuesday you have a student come back, and then they come back on Wednesday, and so you want to put them back on the sign-in sheet. You don't have to throw away the other sheets. You can write his name on there for 2 more days. But then when you print the next time, make sure to include his name on there. And at the same time, if one of your students tells you that they're moving, or they're not going to be in class, or maybe they transferred, then you can take their name off and you can maintain your sign-in sheet with those students who are actually attending class. If you think about having a blank sign-in sheet at the beginning of your class time, the people who sign it are going to be the people who are there in class that day. That does not mean that if they didn't sign it, they're not on your roster or they're not registered for their class. It just means that they weren't there that day. So any of these people, if they come and their name is not on the sign-in sheet, you can write their name on the list and then update the next time you print. But make sure that you're keeping this limited and that you're removing the students who aren't coming. We want to use as few papers as possible. So if we're printing 3 or 4 or 5 pages every day for class, we don't need that. I hope that this has helped and that you can use this information to modify and update your sign-in sheets. Thank you. Bye.